In this tutorial in Adobe Premiere Elements 2018, we're going to look at the process of trimming video clips. This is where you make each clip shorter, either on the beginning, on the end, or multiple places if you like in the middle. If you want Adobe Premiere Elements to make the decisions for you, there's a tool on the right toolbar, the second one down, with the screwdriver and the wrench, and that's called Smart Trim. We're not going to look at that one today. We'll do a more nuts and bolts approach in this particular tutorial. We want to show you how to do it yourself and make all your own decisions. I have two clips on video track number 1. What I'd like to do is work on the first clip and show you a couple of ways in which you can trim. One way in which to do that is to double-click on the clip. So I will do that right now. That will pop up an independent preview window. And so we're going to stretch this out so we can see a little better. So what I'd like to do with this window is show you a couple of ways to trim it. First of all, let me explain a couple of the controls. You have a mark in point with this angled white icon on the left side, and the default is very far on the left at the beginning. You have another one that is mark out at the end. You also can play the clip as you could with any other preview, and then you have your current time indicator or your scrubber, and this number here tells you where that is. The other number here is the length of your clip. And this is originally a 33-second clip, and we haven't touched it, so it's still 33 seconds. One of the ways in which you can shorten the clip on either end is take your time indicator, move it to the place where you want to do a new endpoint. I'll take maybe around 3 seconds here. Now the reason I like to use the current time indicator is I can tweak it. I can click on my left button here and move back to a precise frame. Now I'm exactly 3 seconds. That's harder to do with the mouse. So the other thing you can do is take the left or right keys on the keyboard, which I'm touching right now, and make it precise down to the very frame. So we're going to reduce this by 3 seconds. So the total time of it should read 30 when we're done. I right click on that and I do set clip marker. I will set the clip marker to the end marker, and it moved it over, and now I can see my clip is 30 seconds long. Likewise, I could do the same with the end. I could move my current time indicator over here, and we could move it at let's say 29 seconds. I'll tweak it again with the keyboard, right click on it, do set clip marker. This time we'll choose the out. The other way you can do it is simply to manually with the mouse move the markers for in and out. Now I can make it a little bit longer over here and lengthen it, and I can stretch this one back out if I want to, or I could take this one and move it in. I can also click on this little white square in the middle, and I say, well, I like the length of the clip. Right now it's 21 seconds, 27 frames. Let's take that and we'll move it to a slightly different place in the clip, and it moves the entire sequence. So I'm starting and stopping at a different place, and the screen splits when I see that. So I see where I am to start with, and then I see where I am to end with. And it may take, depending on your video capabilities, it may take a while for the screen to catch up. But that is what I see on my in and my out. So this is a very easy way to trim the clip at the beginning or at the end. So we'll close the window. Let me show you another way to do that. Another way is you can do that right on the timeline, although I don't believe it's quite as precise. When I hover the mouse over the clip, you see the double arrows and the red bar. The top and bottom of the bar point to the clip to which it belongs. Right now it's pointing to my swimmer. If I have two clips next to each other, I have to make sure I click the right one, because right now it's the swimming clip, and if I move it over here, it's my motorcycle clip. So I want to make sure that I have the right one selected. And then what I can do is I can take that and make it a little bit shorter. I can drag to the left, And now I've shortened my first clip. Notice the second one covers the empty space, or I can even shorten it from the beginning over here. The good news is with trim, you don't actually make part of the clip disappear. It's not like deleting a paragraph out of a Word document. It's more like folding the film, if it were actual physical film, rolling it under. So it's still there, it's just curled under. And so the other thing is against it, the next clip. So if I want to take this clip and then say, you know, I could use a few extra frames here to make this work right, I can actually take my mouse and drag to the right again, and I can lengthen it, and it will not overwrite the clip next to it, it will move it. I can actually go to the very beginning here. Now notice there will be numbers underneath the screen. It tells me the number of clips that I'm uncurling, as it were. Right now it's 1 second and 13 frames. I let go and I am back to that part of the clip. Likewise over here, if I drag to the right, that's a positive number. Now I'm adding 1 whole second to the clip. So it's a really nice way to do this using the mouse. Once again, I can double click on this and I have the option of making changes. But notice what happens. If I have changed it using this method on the track, I cannot change it using enlarging it here after that. It's limited to whatever I've done down on the track. If I want to be able to edit the entire clip again, I just stretch it out to its full length. There we go. I have to stretch it on both ends. I can't just stretch it on one. So let's see if I hover over it, see if it is 33 seconds. Yes, we're back to our full length. And I can double click on it. And now that it's full length, I can make more adjustments up here. I can make it shorter, and then I can make it longer again. But if I have reduced the length of it down here in my video track, I'm going to be limited at what I can do using this method by opening it up by double clicking on it here. Those are two ways in which you can edit tracks on beginning and end, either on the timeline or double clicking and using the preview box with the mark in and mark out. In the next lesson, we'll show you how to cut something out of the middle of a clip.